Live trans.
Hi, this is Dr. Robinson, and today I'm going to actually show you how to set up your computer properly in order to have it work really well with a screen reader. Of course, you can do these or not do these. This just happens to worked out really, really well for all our students. Let me move into position. What I'm going to do, it typically takes 2 hours to get a computer set up properly. So let's go ahead and Alt Tab into Word so you can see what's up.
Leaving zoom document one word. Shift Windows right at
Okay, so I'm going to start here, Control Home.
top. Set up a computer.
And one by one, I'm going to go down these. You can do them in any order. This is just kind of how my brain typically remembers them. I may do this in 1 hour or two separate videos in 2 hours. So I will tell you this is the end of this, just based on how tired I get. Set up a computer. Okay, this is for a Windows 11 machine. Set up a
10
computer.
blank
Let's go
dash space
do
S window one.
Windows 11. And typically this is true of any computer. Windows 11 just has a couple little tweaks because it works just a little bit differently. So the first issue is going to be your taskbar settings. They're all in the center. That negatively impacts any of our commands to the right, like getting into the system tray and whatnot. If you don't know what that is, system tray is the bottom right-hand corner of your computer where the clock is. So we're going to go into the taskbar settings and get that set up first. Let's go down
11 taskbar settings.
and get that off of our to-do list. I'm going to hit my Windows key and type in taskbar.
Search TASKBA taskbar settings. System
Yep.
settings.
Now I'm going to tell you, if your computer is not populating instantaneously when you search, that means you need to do indexing of your computer, and I will be showing you how to do that also. Hit enter on taskbar settings.
Taskbar enter settings search box.
Okay, I'm just going to hush him up because I already know the things I want to change. I'm going to tab until I hear search.
Personalization taskbar search combo box search box.
Okay, there's too many search boxes, so I'm actually going to go up arrow to hide. Listen, because sometimes you have to hit spacebar before you hit arrow key. And don't you love how it talks to you? Not so much. Insert tab.
Search combo box. To change the selection, use the arrow keys.
And it still won't talk to you. So you can turn on narrator and it will say hide, or you can just keep going up arrow until it just stops. Okay, everything underneath of this and based on your update, it's going to be different, but taskbar and widgets and all of those are dynamic. Get rid of them. We're going to turn them off.
Task view button off to activate.
Yeah, and some of these I turned back on just so I can go through this with you.
Widgets button on to act space off.
Turn off, tab once.
System tray icons. Show all settings button expanded to act.
Okay, as soon as they're expanded, you can tab through so you can hear.
Pen menu button off to touch keyboard combo box. Always to change the selection, use the arrow.
And that's for if you have sight. If this is a touch keyboard and you it pops up on your screen, you can hide or you can just leave it alone.
Virtual touchpad button off to activate. Press.
Okay, tab again.
Other system tray icons. Show all settings.
Okay, show all. Hit spacebar and open your settings.
Space expanded.
Okay, now here's where you're going to go through and you're going to turn on particular items. And I'm going to tell you which ones should go on. So you can Windows B down to your system tray. And if it will tell you there's a security issue or a Windows update issue, and you just need to handle that. So let's tab in.
Hidden icon menu button on to activate. Press space bar.
That means your icons are going to be turned off and can be accessed in the menu in your chevron button. So you can turn that off. So all your icons will be showing up. So that's totally up to you how you want that.
List box. Windows update status 1 of 30. To move to an item.
I'm going to hush them up. What you do is you down arrow through this menu, but to get to the on off button, you tab once.
Windows update status button on to activate.
Okay. And I would hit space bar, turns it on or off.
Space off, space on.
I want that on. Down arrow.
Windows security notification.
You want that on also.
Microsoft OneDrive 3.
I'm going to hush them up. I want that on also because that is my main backup.
Bluetooth devices 4 of 30.
I connect a lot of Bluetooth devices. If you do also, you might want that to have easily accessible.
Quick PA 8, 5 of 30.
Off.
Columbia status monitor 6
Off.
of Malwarebytes 7 of 30.
Okay, I have that set up for automatic. And I have it for automatic scan, so I don't have that on my system tray.
JT target 8 of 30.
If you're using JAWS and Tandem and you get the error code that says you're already in a Tandem window, I highly suggest turning that on so it makes it really quick to go down to your JT target and you can actually disable that so you can get into another Tandem session. In JAWS, it is very, very handy dandy. So you don't have to go into your task manager to do that.
Zoom meetings, 9 of the application file for
Nope,
JAWS, Microsoft Teams,
nope.
11, JT controller, 12.
Okay, I am the JT controller. I know how to disconnect that really quickly. But if you are in a lot of tandem sessions, you might want that on if you get that error code also.
Printer devices, 13 of
Nope.
safely remove.
I'm just going to say go down here and check all these. Most of these are not checked because I like to control everything on my computer a little bit differently.
NVIDIA, HP, Windows problem, Google Chrome, Windows, Microsoft Out, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Firefox, Screen, Microsoft, Math, Taskman, iCloud,
Okay, and as soon as you can't down arrow anymore, then you tab once.
iCloud Home, Taskbar behaviors, show all settings button,
Space.
collapse, space, expanded.
Okay, now here is where your taskbar is. You're going to hear it and it's going to say centered. You're going to up arrow to left. Sometimes you have to hit space and up to left.
Taskbar alignment combo box left.
Get it left. Tab.
Automatically hide the taskbar checkbox not checked. Show badges on taskbar apps checkbox.
Okay, so this one and the next one, you're going to uncheck. Those are dynamic. You don't want anything dynamic happening on your computer with a screen reader.
Show flashing on taskbar app. Show my taskbar on all displays checkbox checked.
Yeah, I have 3 monitors, so I want my taskbar on all my displays.
When using multiple displays, show my taskbar apps on combo box. Alt.
Yep, because I want to see that too.
Share any window from my taskbar checkbox checked.
Do it
Clear.
again.
Select the far corner of the taskbar to
Yep,
show the desk. Show
those are good
seconds and
too.
system tray clock uses more power checkbox.
That's totally up to you. It does use more power, so I would keep it unchecked if that's not critical to you.
Combine taskbar buttons and hide labels combo box. Always.
Okay, I combine. I like a nice clean desktop, but that's totally up to you also if you want all of your taskbar buttons to be shown.
Combine taskbar buttons and hide labels on other taskbars combo box. Always.
And that's just because I have 3 monitors. That's the reason why it's saying that.
Related support. Help with taskbar. Show all settings button expand space.
Space,
Collapsed. Get help.
tab,
Get help link.
and there's nothing on there. So you're done with your taskbar settings. That is the first thing you're done with. Alt F4.
Alt F4. Document.
Should have gone into Windows Update on there, but I like to keep going back and forth so you can actually do the search again to get there. But the next item is
Update computer.
okay, so this is how you adjust your update computer. I'm going to hit my start key and type in update.
Search bar U, P, D. Check for updates. System
Yep,
settings.
enter.
Press up. Enter. Settings. Search box. Find the setting.
Okay, and hush them up. I want you to come in here at least every other day and check it because if you're wondering why your screen reader is not working well, it's probably due to an update. You're going to tab and you're going to tab past, check for updates, and you're going to tab to get the latest updates as soon as they're available. And you want to select that button to turn it on. Tab away.
Windows Update. Well, Windows Update button. Check for updates button. More options. Be among the first to get the latest non-security updates, fixes, and improvements as they roll out. Link.
Yep, tab one time.
Get the latest updates as soon as they are available button.
I'm going to hush them up and insert tab.
More options. Get the latest updates as soon as they are available button. On. To activate, press space.
Okay, so it tells me it's on. It starts out as off. Hit spacebar, turn it on. So then you're going to get the latest updates. And so then when you find those little hiccups, sometimes they automatically update really, really well, but it just sits there until you completely shut down your computer and start it back up. So this will allow you to get those latest updates to fix those screen reader hiccups quickly. Alt F4 and close.
Alt F4. Document one word. Edit.
Okay, we're done with update computer.
Task Manager Startup can disable items.
Oh, I like how I misspelled that. Startup and disable items. Task Manager, Control Shift Escape.
Control Shift Escape. Task Manager main. Processes table.
Yeah, I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to Control Tab to start up apps.
CP. Processes table.
Oh, don't you just love how that says that? Well, I've got my Braille display and it doesn't even tell me on my Braille display. Well, bummer. Insert tab.
Processes table.
Hmm.
Startup item. HP1 agent service to move
There
through
we
it.
go. Just have to up arrow. So you just kind of have to tweak on it based on what it's saying. Hit enter so it pops you over to the list view.
Enter.
And now down arrow.
Startup item. Host launcher X to move through or
Okay. So I'm going to tell you on your own, you're going to go through this whole thing. You're going to hit your applications key and you're going to disable everything but your audio and your Microsoft Defender and Malwarebytes and your OneDrive or your major cloud item. And the way you do that is you just hit your applications key.
Applications context menu to navigate. Press up or down arrow. C. Enable E.
And it's on enable because it's disabled. You're going to hit D for disable on all of those. But that's how you find out if something's enabled or disabled. A lot of these computers have a lot of items enabled, and you're wondering why your computer is starting up so slowly. That is the reason why. So disable everything that you do not need immediately when you're starting up your computer. You can start up anything that you want once you get onto your computer. I'm going to hit escape and get out.
Escape.
And escape gets out of that, and Alt F4 to close the box.
Alt F4, document one word, edit.
Okay, next one, and this is pretty crucial.
Power settings.
Okay, your power settings are automatically set up for sleep. Well, your screen reader, if it cannot totally shut down and start up, it doesn't completely do the proper updates. So you want to change your power settings into something that's more beneficial for your screen reader. Let's go ahead and hit the start key and type in power options.
Search box P O D R power power P edit power plan control panel. Press right to switch preview.
Yep, that will work. Hit enter.
Op enter. Control panel hardware and sound power options. Edit plan settings. Change advanced power settings link.
Yes. Hit enter.
Enter. Power options dialog. Advanced settings page.
Not that
Select
one.
the escape.
Escape.
Control panel hardware and sound. Change. Put the computer to sleep. Plugged in combo box. Never.
Okay, I'm on my computer 12, 14, 16 hours, a lot of hours during the day, so I don't want it going to sleep on me.
Turn off the display. Plugged in combo box. Never.
Okay, so change that to what makes best option for you. I'm going to Alt D up into my URL or Control L. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to backspace over edit power plans, which is take me to all of the power options. Alt D.
Alt D.
And if Alt D doesn't work, Control L.
Control L. Address edit combo. Control panel hardware and sound power options. Edit plan settings to set the
right arrow. Now backspace over settings, plan, and edit.
S G N I T T E S space N A L P space T I D E.
The fastest way to go anyplace is memorizing path names so you can get there fast. I'm going to hit enter and automatically go into my power options now, or all the rest of them.
Enter. Control panel hardware and sound power options. Control panel home link.
And I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to tab to choose what the power buttons do.
Choose what the power buttons do link.
And I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. Control panel hardware and sound power options system settings. Change settings that are currently unavailable.
Yes, and they are unavailable, so hit spacebar to make them available.
Space pressed.
Okay, now tab. Every computer is different. You may have 4 options. You may have 6 under here. You may have 2. I have an i9, so my computer is built just a little bit differently. So I'm just going to tell you, either going to say shut down, and that's what the press the power button should be. Don't have sleep. You can have do nothing. Now, if you're an advanced user and you totally understand the sleep mode, for like if you close your lid or whatever, that's fine. But you must have shut down in the shutdown power buttons so your computer actually can fully update your screen reader. Tab.
When I press the power button, plugged in combo box, shut down for.
Okay, we want that because when our computer locks up, and by golly, we need to get it restarted so we hear a screen reader again, we need the ability to hit that power button. Well, if it only goes into sleep mode, if sleep is on there, then it may not reset as it needs to. Shutdown will do it. Okay, so shut down.
When I press the sleep button, plugged in combo box, do nothing. One of.
Yeah, so I just don't want that option. I'm on my desktop computer though. So that's totally up to you, but you need to be a more advanced user in order to understand that sleep option and what it will do with your computer when you put it into sleep mode.
Turn on fast startup recommended checkbox.
That is the only box I have selected. If you're in school and you're carrying your laptop back and forth, you probably want the lock.
Turn on fast startup.
But I do not. So I'm going to tab through and you're going to hear all the boxes are unchecked.
Learn more. Sleep checkbox not checked. Show and power hibernate checkbox not checked. Show and power lock checkbox not checked. Check press.
and then tab to save changes. I cannot because I did not make any changes. Alt F4 and your power options are done.
Alt F4, document one word.
Okay, next one, and it's crucial, and you don't think it is, but wowza, is it? And it's mighty powerful if you understand mouse control.
Mouse control.
Okay, we're going to hit the start key. We're going to type in mouse. What this is going to give your computer to do is it's going to stay, your mouse is going to directly stay in the middle of your screen. Anytime you get a pop-up anywhere, it always pops up directly in the middle of your screen. Every once in a while, you're going to get a pop-up that's not accessible. But guess what? Caps Lock 8 is the left click of a mouse. Caps Lock 9 is a right click of a mouse, which enables you to pop into that so-called inaccessible pop-up box and get rid of it or deal with it however you want. This is how you change that. Start key and type in mouse.
Search box MOUE, mouse settings, system settings,
Enter.
press right mouse, enter, settings, primary mouse button,
I'm just going to hush them up. I'm going to tab all the way to additional mouse settings.
Mouse point, scrolling, roll lines, scroll in, act, related set, mouse pointer, more button to act, additional mouse settings, open button to activate, press space bar.
And enter on that.
Enter. Mouse properties dialog.
Okay, now if you're low vision, you're going to love this option also. If you're visual, you're probably going to love this option also. Because if you're working on that computer a lot of hours each day, your sight starts to get blurry, and this is going to give you the ability to find that mouse quickly to get to where you need to be. I'm going to Control Tab to pointer options. If you're not sure why I'm controlling tab, controlling and tabbing is because there are 5 options here. Think of them like 5 pieces of paper. Control Tab allows me to go from buttons into the next option of pointers. I don't care about my pointers, but if you're low vision or sighted, you may care. You can go to extra large mouse controllers. You might want to stop there. But we're going to go into pointer options. That's where our power is. Control Tab.
Pointers page, scheme. Pointer options page, motion fast left right.
Okay. Now, if you're low vision or just visual, you may want to make these changes. To automatically move your pointer to the default button, you're going to do Alt-U or just tab to it and check that box. I'm going to tab to it.
Motion enhanced point, snap to automatically move pointer to the default button in the dialog box, checkbox checked.
Now here's the power, and I'm going to show you how to turn on and off the touchpad also. But if you're a blind student, there's probably a sighted person popping in behind you, turning on the touchpad and moving that mouse around, and you lose that ability of having your mouse directly in the middle of your page. The advantage is you can go ahead and Windows M to your desktop or Windows D and Alt F4, and it opens your shutdown dialog box, which instantaneously snaps your mouse to directly in the middle of your page. Hit escape out of it, and now you have fixed your mouse issue. So now you've got the power of using that mouse as you need to. Okay, the next one is Alt S, so you can show your location of the pointer when I press the Control key. So if you're low vision or once again fully sighted and you just forget where that mouse is, you can hit your Control key. And right now I'm hitting it and you can see that vibration. That's an Alt S. I'm just going to tab to it.
Visibility display pointer trick, visibility hide point, visibility show location.
So there's other visual tasks right there that you can have, but this is the one I want.
Visibility show location of pointer when I press the Control key, checkbox checked.
Okay, that is lovely for low vision and fully sighted people if you're missing where you put that mouse. Anyway, hit enter on that, and I'm going to show you how this works.
Enter. Settings, related settings.
There's settings, Alt F4 out of there.
Alt F4, document.
I'm going to Windows M.
Windows M, desktop.
I'm going to pretend like I'm shutting down my computer with Alt F4.
Alt F4, shut down.
And if you're visual, you instantaneously saw that mouse snap right to the directly of my screen. So now I'm going to hit
escape, desktop.
And my mouse is directly in the screen, which is going to give you all sorts of power if you truly understand what that's going to do for you. So I want you to try that out. Okay, let's go ahead and Alt-Tab to our next task.
Document one word to move to an item.
Okay.
Turn off touchpad.
Turn off that touchpad. So you're going to hit your Start key and type in touch.
Search TOUC Outlook H View Pen and Touch Info Systems
Well, you can tell I never go there because it's not populated.
PAD. Turn the touchpad icon on or off. System settings. Press right to switch preview. Mouse settings. System settings.
Okay,
Press
I'm going to down arrow.
touchpad. Find settings group. Turn the touchpad icon on or off. System settings.
Okay, I could have done that in my mouse settings also. I'm going to hit enter. You do this a couple times, it's going to instantaneously populate right to the top. Remember, your computer is learning from you. The reason why I didn't populate right away is because I don't really touch that thing.
Enter. Settings. System tray icons. Virtual touchpad. Virtual touchpad button off.
Okay, it is off right now. So you can actually turn it on to have your virtual touchpad work and not work or whatever. But typically, if you're a screen reader user, you want that off. It's going to populate in a different area on your computer. No worries. Remember, mine is just a different type of computer. It's a little bit larger, and every computer is different from one another. Alt F4 and get out.
Alt F4. Document 1.
Our next task.
Windows T and clean taskbar.
Let's get that taskbar cleaned up. If you just bought this or not bought this, I also call this $1,000,000 real estate. Anything you put on your taskbar, Windows T, instantaneously open. Well, my JAWS is in the first slot, Windows 1. When I do Windows 1, I can instantaneously start my JAWS up. So I've placed my icons according to what I used. I actually inserted a few I don't, just so I can unpin them for you. I'm going to Windows T to get to my taskbar.
Windows T taskbar. JAWS 2024 button to activate.
Okay. Hit your applications key.
Applications list box. JAWS 2020.
Arrow.
Unpin from taskbar 2 of
Okay.
2.
And that's what you're going to do on anything you do not need. If you do not have a true applications key and you go to Windows Explorer, you cannot get rid of it that way. A true applications key is, once again, that mouse control that I taught you. You're going to right arrow to it. You're going to caps lock left bracket, and that's going to route your cursor directly to that. Change to your PC cursor with caps lock semicolon, caps lock 9 for a right click, and you can down arrow to an unpinned taskbar. Insert F10 is not really a true right click. It will do many things, but not all, and that's one that it will not do.
Escape taskbar. JAWS 2020.
Well, I'm going to right arrow and just get rid of one icon just so you can see something disappear.
Firefox button to activate.
Windows
Press space.
2 instantaneously opens that.
Microsoft Edge 1 running.
Windows 3, and you heard one running window, because we're going to go in and get your Gmail set up. That's a pretty popular email, but this is going to occur with any email that you are at.
Google Chrome button. Tennessee prop sign in button. Triangle calculator button to act.
Triangle calculator. I'm going to hit my applications key and unpin that.
Applications list box. Unpin from taskbar
Down
2
arrow,
of 2.
enter.
Enter. Taskbar.
Okay. So go down, clean up that taskbar, and start using your $1,000,000 real estate, because you have to be very, very careful nowadays in assigning keyboard commands, because there's so many keyboard commands already applied to many items, and you're going to wonder why a program opened when you actually assigned it to something else. But by default, your taskbar is already set. It's Windows and whatever number your icon is in. Let's go to our next task. Alt-tab to Word.
Document 1 Word to move to set up Word.
Okay, let's set up Word. So the first thing you're going to do is Control D.
Control D. Font edit combo Times New Roman to set.
Okay, you pick what font that you want. I like Times New Roman mainly because APA, if you're writing papers, that's one of the defaults that they accept. They accept several. So whatever default you want, use that. Tab to your size. Your font style is already set at regular.
Font style edit combo regular. Size edit combo 12.
Okay, once again, mine is set up for paper writing. It's size 12. That is also the typical of how you hand in your work. So I highly suggest going, you can go Times New Roman 12. They have a new icon that came out that even has straighter levels. I can't remember. It starts with A. But you change two things. You want to make sure your font and your size is correct. And then you're going to set default. It's going to be Alt-D to set as default. It asks you two questions. Do you want it to happen to just this document or all documents based on the normal template? Really get used to that word, because you're going to need to reset it periodically when it goes astray. And you're going to do Alt-A for all documents set on the normal template. So every time you open Word, it's going to be set correctly. Alt-D.
Alt-D. Font OK button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, and tab and listen.
Cancel button. This document only. Radio button checked. To change the selection, press up. All documents
Down.
based on the normal.
But now that I've told you, all you have to do is Alt D and then Alt A and enter, and it's set the default.
Enter. Document one
Okay.
word.
That's one. The next is your paragraph spacing.
Context menu.
So anyone who does not have an i9 machine, you can still do Alt O P to get into your paragraphing. Now, I have an i9,
Leaving menus.
an
Edit.
update, and I can't do that anymore, so I'm very forlorn about that. So everybody else is going to have to do Alt P to your layout and then PG to your page setup. Here we go, Alt P.
Alt P. Upper ribbon. Expanded. Ribbon. Layout tab. 6 of 15. Alt followed by P.
PG.
P. G. Leaving menus. Leaving ribbons. Alt plus G. PG. Alignment. Combo box. Left. To change the selection, use the.
Okay, and everybody else should hear that. So once again, Alt OP if you have basically the majority of your computers and you should get into your paragraph spacing. So what is always changed is your spacing. Even if you do insert F, your computer will fib to you and tell you it's single spaced and everything. It's not. You want to do Alt F to your after, and you're going to hear 8 point. You want to hit 0 for 0 point. You're going to tab once, you're going to hear multi-spacing, and you want single as your default, or typically double, or maybe it is multi-spacing. But the majority of all of our students, well, actually all of our students, you want single line, because then when you need to double space for papers, all you have to do is Control 2. If you have multi-line set as your default and you do a Control 2, it's actually going to be 2.5 spaces. So just be aware of that. Alt F to after.
Alt F. After. Edit combo. 0 PT.
Because of course I've already changed this. You're going to tab once and you're going to hit S for single.
Line spacing. Combo box. Single. To change the selection, use the arrow key.
Just to make sure it sticks, tab once. And once again, to set default, it's identical to the alignment. Alt D to set default. You want to Alt A to say all documents based on the normal template. So every single time you open Word, it's going to be beautifully set up and ready to go for any type of formatting you need. I'm going to go ahead and hit escape and get out.
Escape. Edit.
Okay. Down arrow.
Control panel equals sound.
Okay. This one is huge. Now, if you're a screen reader user, you are going to lose sound. I'm going to walk you through all the steps because you can do it yourself. I work remotely. I do this, and I've only done this with my more advanced students. They have no problem adjusting the sound because they get brand new computers, and I help them get this set up. If you're a low vision or sighted or have a sighted person around, they can also help, but I'm going to show you how you can do this all by yourself. Let's go into the control panel and the sound option. Windows key.
Search box O, N, control panel, system, press right on, enter.
Okay, every computer is a little bit different. You might pop into what actually looks like a settings option. You can hit S for sound. You can Control F, you can type in sound. I'm actually in my find already, so I'm going to type in sound.
S, U, N, D.
I'm going to tab to my sound option.
N, D, sound control
And
panel, enter. Sound dialog.
Okay, so based on how you did it, now we are all on the same sound options. You should hear playback. If you Control Tab, you're going to hear recording, Control Tab sounds, Control Tab communications. What I actually want you to do is Control Tab to communications first. This is where all your ducking options are, and we want to go down to basically no ducking. Even if your screen reader is set up properly, your computer is set up to take control of sound options. Let's Control Tab to communications.
Recording. Sounds page. Communications page. Windows can automatically adjust the volume of different sounds when you are using your PC to place or receive telephone calls. When Windows detects communications activity, do nothing. Radio button checked. 4 of 4.
Okay. You're going to be on reduce the volume of other sounds by 80%. We want full control, full sound of our screen reader. So you just down arrow to do nothing and then Alt A to apply. I'm going to Control Tab now back to playback.
Playback page. Select a playback device below to modify its settings.
I already told you that, so I'm going to down arrow to my playback settings.
Select XP headphones Realtek R audio.
Once you find your playback settings, you're going to do Alt P to properties. Alt P.
Alt P headphones properties dialog.
Yep, they say headphones, but actually it's in my headphone jack. I actually have external speakers, blah, blah, blah. Anybody who understands tech gets. You have to set it up the way your computer actually functions. I'm going to control tab so you can hear each item, but where I'm going is the advanced tab. That's going to be true on the recording tab also. Keep that in mind. It's the advanced tab that has the bugaboo things that are checked.
Levels page, Realtek HD, advanced page, default format, select the sample rate and bit depth to be used when running.
I'm just going to hush them up. You can keep whatever you have there. You're going to tab in and you're going to hear all these boxes are checked. Allow applications to take exclusive control of this device, give exclusive mode application priority, and then enable audio enhancements. All of those need to be unchecked. You can tab through, uncheck them, but as soon as you do Alt A, you're going to lose your sound. So let me show you how you can do this all by yourself. We're going to pretend all these are already unchecked on me. I've already done Alt A, so I don't even have that option. So we're going to pretend I just did Alt A and I lost all sound. These are your steps. Okay, you're going to do Alt A, you're going to hit Escape. Actually, hit Enter.
Escape sound dialog.
You're going to Control Tab one time, which will take you to your recording. Control Tab.
Recording page. Select the recording device below to modify it.
Or actually, you know what? If you have lots of recording devices, Control Tab to recording first, and then find out how many times you have to down arrow. I only have to down arrow once. And that's typically what I do with the students that I know are total screen reader users. We go through the recording, we find out how many times they have to down arrow. So I have to down arrow once.
Selected.
Okay, and then I'm going to Alt P. So let's pretend you already went to recording, you found out you had to down arrow once. You're going to Alt P now.
Alt P, desktop microphone properties dialog.
Okay. You can either Control Shift Tab if you're really good at that. That is what I suggest because it will immediately take you to the advanced. But probably even a better idea is even before you do that in playback, go to the recording tab, go through all these options, find out where your advanced tab is. Because I can Control Tab 3 times or Control Shift Tab once, and that's what I'm going to do.
Advanced page. Exclusive mode. Allow applications to take exclusive control of this device. Checkbox.
So you have another allow applications to take exclusive control of this device, and under that, give exclusive mode application priority. You want to uncheck those and Alt A to apply. Then what you're going to do is Alt F4 and close out all of your programs. When you restart your computer, you're going to have total sound, and your JAWS sound is going to sound clearer and just slightly different because, of course, you don't have all that other extra feedback of other devices taking exclusive control. Hit Escape and get out.
Escape sound dialog.
You'll hit Enter. Okay? Narrator does not work. Once your sound goes out, it is out. You've got to restart your computer and then you get your sound back.
Escape sound control.
That is probably one of the most critical. And typically I do start that with the students. They restart the computer and then I go ahead and take them through all the other functions just so they can hear how much better their sound their screen reader is. Okay, Alt F4 and let's close.
Alt F4, document one word, edit.
Okay, we're back. We're going to pretend you restarted a computer and
remove unneeded items.
Okay, so you want to remove anything that you don't need. It's like weighing 300 pounds and let's go ahead and lose 200 really, really fast. Hit your start key and type in remove.
Search REMOV, remove math type app, press right.
Okay. If you hear that, that's just because that's what I have. Just down arrow and you don't have to keep typing.
Remove, best match, add or remove programs, control panel, enter, settings.
Keep in mind, all our words might be slightly different based on your computer. Okay, tab over to your ginormous list view.
Apps button, search edit, view apps, drive filter up, sort options, list box, Adobe Acrobat 64-bit.
Okay, we're in our list box. You're going to down arrow through this huge list box. You're going to tab once to your options, hit spacebar and uninstall. I think I've gotten rid of most of this stuff, but I'm going to get rid of something that's not going to bug me too much. So I'm going to down arrow to ebook reader because I already have several other readers in here.
Amazon, AP8, BMI, Bonjour, Braille Blast, Calculate, Camera, DBT, ebook reader, Wuhan Net Power Tech.
So this is how you get rid of something you don't want. I'm going to tab once.
Ebook reader, Wuhan Net Power Technology Co. Ltd. 27-2024. Overflow button to activate. Yep. Press space bar.
Space bar.
Space. Context menu. Uninstall 3 of 3.
That's
to
it.
move through items,
Hit
press
enter.
up or enter. Leaving menus. Pop-up dialog. Uninstall button to activate. Enter. List box. Enabling technologies driver 8.
And it
130 apps found.
So I have 130 now, but down arrow, get rid of something you don't need. It's losing weight. Of course, you lose weight, you get to move faster. That's just like it is on the computer. So get rid of all your unneeded items. And it typically takes quite a while when I walk schools through this. So there's a lot of bloatware that comes with computers. Get rid of all the get rid of all the bloatware. Okay, Alt F4 and get out.
Alt F4, document 1 word.
Okay, now our sound.
Windows R and Vol X.
And I'm just going to show you this SND, sound, the abbreviation for it, VOL, volume.exe. Because often when you get a new computer, your sound is going to start, well, just make sure you change your sound in your control panel first. Because I've often noticed if you get that done quickly, then you don't have to go into your sndvol.exe very often. I'm just going to open that just so you can hear. Anything that has sound or is utilizing sound on your computer, you can adjust it there also. And anybody who knows exe, that's your executable, that's your real powerful program option. Windows R.
Windows R, run dialog. Type the name of a program, folder, document, or internet resource, and Windows will open it for you. Open, edit combo, Vol X, 1 of 26, to set the value.
So any screen reader is not going to read that well. It's already in there, sndvol.exe, hit enter.
Enter. Volume mixer headphones Realtek R audio dialog. Up down slider 36 to inc.
Okay, so there is your volume control. Yes, you can get there through your settings. Yes, you can get there through your control panel, but that is so much whipping faster. So if you know your run dialog commands, you can get anywhere very quickly. You can tab through there. You can adjust whatever you want to adjust accordingly. I'm going to hit escape and get out.
Escape. Document 1 word. Edit.
Okay, next.
Setup misspelled Gmail.
Okay, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, Gmail is so inaccessible. It's because when you open your Gmail, if you're a brand new user, it is not set up for keyboard shortcuts. So there's no shortcuts for you to utilize until you get that set up. So let's go there and get that set up. I'm going to sit on my Alt and Tab.
Screen inbox 1 tech 20 student Gmail com Gmail personal.
Okay, I'm going to hush them up. So we're going to go through here step by step. Typically, cursor on, insert F5 is just the easiest way to get around quickly. So I'm going to make sure my cursor is on.
Off. On.
Insert F5.
Select a form field dialog. List 1 list view. Basic HTML.
Don't go into basic HTML. I know it is so easy to use, but there's no power in basic HTML. You do want to use your standard mode and all the power. And I think that actually is going away soon. Anyway, you want to hit S until you get to your settings.
S, search mail S, search mail S, support but S, settings button, 7 of 20, enter. Inbox 1 tech 20 student Gmail.
You heard the pop, hit enter to open your settings.
Enter, quick settings context.
Tab to see all settings.
Close button to see all settings button to activate press.
Now, before we go in there, you can tab through this. And what I will tell you, the easiest way to do this, tab through for the default and then tab all the way down the inbox type, have unread first. I have discovered that's just the easiest way to keep really organized. But of course, you can go through all your options and check what you want. I'm just saying that seems to help our students and myself the best. I'm going to hit enter on see all settings.
Enter. Group general tab selected.
Okay. You're going to stop at the general tab. You're going to insert F5, and we are going to go ahead and go to our keyboard shortcuts so we can get power right off the bat. Insert F5.
Select a form field dialog. List 1 list view. General tab.
I'm going to hush them up and hit K for keyboard.
K. Keyboard shortcuts off radio button not checked. 60 of 1.
It is not checked. Down arrow in time.
Keyboard shortcuts on radio button checked. 61 of 100.
Okay. You're going to hit enter on that. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter because the item right below that, down arrow.
Icons radio button not checked. 60.
That's typically what is checked, and text works better, down arrow.
Text radio button checked. 63 of 1.
So I'm going to go back up to keyboard shortcuts. We're going to pretend that says
Icons,
off.
keyboard shortcuts on radio button checked.
It
60.
is checked. So I'm going to hit enter. It's a radial button, just so you know.
Enter. Main region. Group. Keyboard shortcuts on radio button checked. Hold to row 22. Keyboard short.
Beautiful. And you can go ahead and down arrow to your next item.
Button labeling. Learn more about icons. Radio button not checked.
And I do suggest down arrowing just to confirm that your button's label and that's text. So those are two crucial ones. I do suggest going through here. They have, do you want mail notifications? Do you want smart writing and all of that others? But these are the absolutely crucial ones. Oh, yes, and conversation view. Most, I'm going to say 99%, do not want conversation view on, and it is by default. So let's go ahead and go to conversation view also. Insert F5 in conversation view.
Select a form field dialog. C. Create a new C. Cancel button. C. Calendar. C. Contacts. C. Compose button. C. Create new label. C. Chat and meet tab. C. Conversation view on radio button not checked. 50 of 101.
It is not checked because what it does is if you are emailing back and forth between one person, it is collecting all of those basically in one email. You have to open that email and then you have to go through and open each individual item. And that can be very confusing for a lot of screen reader users. I've had one who actually wants it on. But she has learned the commands to quickly navigate around that. But and it's not just screen reader users, it's sighted users too. So anyway,
conversation view off radio button checked. 51.
And you're just going to go down arrow, you're going to hit enter, and you're going to enter and select that, okay? We're going to pretend we did all that, insert F5 again, and S to save buttons, it's all the way at the very bottom. Faster is actually control end and then up arrow to save button. But since I'm already, more than probably 2/3 of the way down, I'm gonna hit S until I find save.
S, smart group S, show into S, shows S, subject to S, size, S, save changes button unavailable, 90.
Unavailable because I did not change anything, but you will have saves change button. Hit enter to go there, enter to actually save your options. I'm going to hit escape. You, of course, will hit enter.
Escape, icons, radio button.
Okay, the next thing you're actually going to do is if you're going to use Outlook, you need a forwarding and pop email. Insert F5 is going to be the fastest way to get there.
Select a form field dialog. List F, first day, edit F, fixed end date F, font F, filters and F, forwarding and pop image tab, 18 of 100, enter. Group, forwarding and pop image tab, enter, forwarding and pop image tab.
Okay. You're going to tab through this and you're going to hear enable pop for all email, enable pop for mail that arrives from now on. So you're going to select which option works best for you. You actually can tab through and hear configuration instructions for your Outlook. I highly suggest you go in there also. And if you want to enable IMAP, you can enable IMAP to set up your Outlook. If this is not set up, guess what? You're going to have challenges and difficulties setting up your email client. So that is just a heads up on that. Of course, you want to save changes, insert F5, or it's B for button to get to your save changes. So that is how you get your Gmail set up properly. I'm going to go ahead and Alt F4 at this point. Alt F4. Oh yes, heads up, all the commands are changing in Gmail in August. So not this, what I just taught you, that's all good. But you will need to, if you've been using Gmail up until this point, you do need to do everything I just walked you through. And then, of course, learn the new commands. I'm going to Alt F4.
Alt F4. Document, one word, edit.
Okay, and down arrow.
Conversation view off for most people.
Yep.
Keyboard shortcuts on.
Yep.
Text instead of icons.
Yep.
Save.
Beautiful.
Forwarding and pop.
And we got that. Last but not least.
Blank. Index machine, then index every few months or when search starts.
And I think that's it. Most people don't even know about this. Okay. Yep, that's the last item. So indexing a machine. Most people know what a library is, and all the books are stacked and selected and so easy to find. But picture a hurricane going through there and all the books are all over the floor. So the library that walks in, it's all nice and organized. We're going to call that an indexed library. But when the hurricane goes through and moves them all to the floor, that's an unindexed machine. Well, your machine is not actually indexed, not set up for indexing when you first get it. This is how you index your machine, which will allow you to find your items really quickly. Here we go. Hit your Windows key and type in index.
Search INDNE indexing
Yep,
options. Control
enter.
End. Enter. Indexing options dialog. Close button.
Okay, so what I suggest is do tab through here. When you go to your list view, you're going to see that Windows C is not indexed. It's not in there. You're going to tab through, you're going to hear modify, Alt M. So if you just go to your indexing, Alt M, once you do this a few times, that's just what you'll do. But from now on, every few months, you're going to index. All you have to do is go into your indexing options and just Alt M and hit enter, and it will automatically start indexing for you. I'm going to do that, Alt M.
Alt M. Indexed locations dialog. Change selected locations location.
I'm going to hush them up because the Windows C is always at the very bottom and it is not checked. Down arrow.
Internet. Microsoft. Windows C closed. Checked. Checked.
Okay, it is closed. I do highly suggest right arrowing going through because there's some options you may not want indexed and some that you do, and you want to go ahead and hit spacebar. In general, hit spacebar, get your Windows C indexed, and then you're going to find a lot more ease in finding what you want. As soon as I hit enter, and I haven't done this in a while, it will start indexing for me.
Enter. Indexing options dialog. Modify button to activate. Press spacebar. Alt plus M.
And I'm going to hush them up. And what it's going to say is it's going to say indexing like slowed down, or I can't remember what it was. So I apparently did do my index because it's saying indexing complete. If I went ahead and insert tabbed around on that, it would tell me that also. But yours, you're probably going to hear it go from like 9,000 up into the hundreds of thousands, or 10 or 20,000 up into the hundreds of thousands. So I'm going to hit escape and get out of that.
Escape.
Okay.
Document one word.
So I'm going to teach you a little bit about cleaning your machine and keeping it clean so it works faster. So the best way to speed up your network is we're going to Windows R, we're going to type in %temp%. That's Shift 5. Here we go, Windows R.
Windows R, run dialog. Type the name of open %, temp%.
And enter.
Enter. See users remap data local temp. Items view multi-select list box. Not selected CD6 C3B.
I'm going to hush him up because he's going to start rattling off a whole lot of numbers. Make sure all of your programs are closed before you do this. And this is basically, like walking through your house, you have dirt on the bottom of your shoes and so anytime you go anywhere, and you can get here different ways. I've had other people say, hey, can I go ahead and just open File Explorer and Alt D or Control L and type it in? Absolutely, you can. This is just one way to do it. But you're going to Control A and you're going to Shift Delete. Shift Delete permanently gets rid of it. It bypasses your recycle bin because you don't want to move all of this garbage into your recycle bin because basically look at everything as weight. So you just put on 50 pounds, you're keeping the 50 pounds. This is how you permanently get rid of it. Anything you cannot get rid of, it's because you're actively using it. I've already been on my computer for 6 or 7 hours. So I'm actively using it. There's going to be a lot of things I cannot get rid of yet. If you want to get rid of more, you start up your computer, instantly go here, get rid of it. Your network immediately improves. When we connect to students remotely and they're having real network issues, first, we have a Windows B right arrow to make sure they're connected to the right network. We also connect to make sure they don't have airplane mode on. That's Windows A, and you can quickly check that also because that's an easy command to turn on. And if it's all good to go, then they're cluttered up in their temp folder. They get rid of it, and instantaneously we get a faster speed on the network. When you're using your computer, you might see a little lag in your screen reader. This will help improve it also. I'm going to do a Control A and Shift Delete. Control A.
Selected CD6 C3B CD Shift Delete CD6 C3B 59D0E94C.
I'm going to hush him up. And then, of course, he's asking me, are you sure you want to permanently delete all of this? And I do have 1281 right here, but it actually is more than that because these are folders and there's garbage in folders also. I'm going to hit enter on this and it's going to start getting cleaning it up. It's going to open another dialog box that basically says, what do you want to do with these folders that you can't get rid of? I'm going to Alt D to check the box, and I'm going to Alt S to just skip them because I know I can't get rid of them because I'm actually actively using them. I've been on this computer a long time and I haven't restarted it yet. So there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of stuck in my RAM. The only way you can clean your RAM is to completely shut down your computer. So if you believe keeping on your computer all the time is a good thing, I'm going to tell you your computer is going to get slower and slower. The only way to clean that RAM, random access memory, is to completely shut it down. Shut down your computer every day. Hit enter.
Enter. See users mail app data local temp. Items view multi-select list box. CD6C3B.
Okay, I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to go ahead and insert tab.
Preparing to delete from temp interrupted 0% complete. Continue with automatic administrator rights button to activate. Press space bar.
Okay, so my Alt D is automatically selected because my computer has already learned from me. That's what I'm going to select. I'm going to Alt S to skip. You can Alt C to continue, or you can just tab to it. So I'm going to do it the long way. And I love how it's not talking to me. Probably because it's in the middle of, yeah, I've got a lot of garbage. So I'm just going to tell you, you can tab, but doing the commands is just kind of foolproof. I'm going to Alt S to skip.
Alt S skip button to activate. Press space bar. Alt plus S deleting 1,402 items from temp 0% complete. Pause the operation.
And I already told you it was like 1,200. It's always more because, of course, it's folders also. Once again, that file in use box opens up. Just Alt A and Alt S to skip. Use the commands. It's better than tabbing.
Alt A. Do this for all current items.
S.
Alt S deleting 1,402 items from temp 89% complete. Skip button to activate. Press space bar. Alt plus S deleting 1,402.
And it's done. And I will tell you, I just remembered this. So back to your indexing, you need to be off your computer. Index your computer, walk away. If you've never indexed your computer,
Items
then
view
it
multi-select.
can easily take 30, 40 minutes to do that. Okay, so that's just a heads up on indexing. I'm going to Alt F4 and clean that.
Alt F4.
Okay. Now, optimization, this should automatically already be set up. If it's not, hit your start key and type in optimize.
Search box. OPT. Word. Internet options. Control panel. Opti. Find result. Apps group. Defragment and Optima. Enter. Windows C. Optima.
It says defrag, but technically you cannot defrag a solid state drive, and almost all computers are solid state drives now. You can tab or you can just Alt O to optimize. But you want to tab to your change settings and just schedule everything so it's on and it's automatically doing that. And mine is. If I Alt O, it'll probably take about 2 seconds to do Alt O.
Alt O. Windows C solid state drive running 41% trimmed 1 of 1.
And it's done. I do have an i9. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, so my computer works pretty smoothly. So, and I will tell you, if you're buying a computer, yes, you can buy a computer with less, but it just totally depends on how much you use it. If you are, teaching remotely around the world, you might want something a little more advanced, but more solid state drive and more RAM always make a huge difference. Okay, so that is the basics of how you get your computer set up and working well. Of course, there's always a lot of tweaks that need to be made. And of course, you've got your browsers to set up. But that is in general, get your computer set up and working well. I'm going to Alt F4.
Alt F4, document.
And I'm going to go pop back to my Zoom and end this meeting. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, Alt Control Shift and Alt Q.
You have started screen. Alt Q menu. Enter.